In the quiet countryside of Massachusetts, Adam Clay lives a quiet life as a beekeeper. He rents a barn from Eloise Parker, a retired schoolteacher. The two share a warm friendship. Adam often helps her around the property, even dealing with hornets that threaten his bees. Eloise is grateful for his presence, saying he's brought life back to her home. She invites him for dinner, and he accepts. Later that day, Eloise's peace is shattered when her computer shows a fake warning about a virus. She calls the number on the screen and reaches Boyd from United Data Group, a scammer. Boyd pretends to help her, guiding her to install a remote access tool. He gains control of her computer and discovers that she manages a charity fund with over $2 million, along with her personal savings. Pretending to make a mistake, Boyd claims he refunded her $50,000 instead of $500 and acts panicked, saying his job and family are at risk. Wanting to help, Eloise gives him her password. In seconds, they drain all her accounts. Later, Adam returns, likely for the dinner she offered. When no one answers, he enters and finds Eloise dead by suicide. At that moment, her daughter, FBI agent Verona Parker, arrives. She sees Adam standing near the body and draws her weapon, ordering him to freeze. Though Adam expresses his sorrow, she arrests him on the spot. While in custody, Adam calmly explains that he was only bringing Eloise a jar of honey. He tells Verona about his beekeeping lease with her mother and why he entered the house. Forensics soon support his story. There's no gunpowder on his hands, and the fingerprints on the weapon belong to Eloise. The investigators confirm her death was a suicide. Later, Verona apologizes to Adam. She shares her guilt about not being there for her mother. Adam gently compares neglected elders to forgotten parts of a beehive. Verona then reveals the full truth. Scammers stole everything from her mother, including funds from a children's charity. She vows to find them. Adam quietly decides to take justice into his own hands. That night, Adam abandons his peaceful role. He contacts a secretive group called the Beekeepers and asks for the location of the scammer behind Eloise's death. The Beekeepers, far beyond any government agency, deliver the information. Adam arrives at a building housing United Data Group. Confronted by arrogant security guards, he declares he will burn the building down. When they mock him, he disables them without hesitation. Inside, he tells the receptionist to evacuate everyone before dousing the scam center in gasoline. He forces the scammers to repeat, "I will never rob the weak again." Mickey Garnett, the call center manager, tries to stop him. Adam explains he's a beekeeper who protects the hive and parasites like Garnett must be eliminated. When Garnett orders an attack, Adam defeats his men and wires the phones to trigger an explosion with the next scam call. Then, he sets the building on fire and walks away. Miles away in Boston, Derek Danforth, the arrogant CEO behind the scam empire, is interrupted during a meeting. Garnett calls in a panic, reporting the destruction of the call center and the death of several staff. Derek demands that Wallace Westwild, a former CIA director and his head of security, eliminate the man responsible. Wallace suggests using data analytics to track connections to the victims. Derek then instructs Garnett to hunt down the attacker. Meanwhile, Verona and her FBI partner, Matt Wiley, investigate the destroyed call center. With no security footage, they rely on the receptionist's account of a lone man with gasoline cans. Verona recognizes these people as disposable tools in a larger operation and vows to bring down the whole network. Under Derek's orders, Garnett leads a group of mercenaries to Eloise's farm to kill Adam. But Adam is ready. Using his knowledge of the barn, he eliminates each intruder with brutal precision. The attackers are no match for him. Verona and Wiley soon arrive at the aftermath. They find the bodies of Garnett's men, identifying them as part of the same scam network. Wiley now suspects that Adam is the same person behind both incidents. Meanwhile, Adam captures Garnett as he tries to flee. In a terrifying act of retribution, he cuts off Garnett's fingers, ties him to a truck, and throws him off a bridge. Then he answers Garnett's phone. Derek is on the line. Adam introduces himself coldly and warns Derek that he's next. Derek, shaken, tells Wallace that the attacker called himself a beekeeper. Wallace's fear grows. He knows that Adam belongs to a mythical, retired elite unit known as the Beekeepers, unstoppable agents once used to protect the country from within. If a beekeeper says you're going to die, you die. Wallace informs CIA Director Janet Harward. She says the active beekeeper will handle it. But Wallace is alarmed. The active agent, Anisette Landros, is dangerously unstable. Nevertheless, she is deployed. Anisette ambushes Adam at a gas station, spraying bullets with a mounted gun. They engage in a savage fight inside. Though skilled, she underestimates Adam. He overpowers her, sets her on fire, and walks away as the station explodes behind him. Wallace contacts Harwood again. She informs him that the beekeepers will remain neutral. Adam Clay is now Wallace's problem alone. At the scene of the gas station explosion, Verona and Wiley find Anisette's weaponized vehicle. A book titled Beekeeping for Beepers confirms her link to Adam's mysterious past. They suspect Boston is Adam's next target, the location of the scam empire's central hub. With official support gone, Wallace hires a private Black Ops team led by a man named Pettis. As he prepares his final defense, Wallace explains the origins of the Beekeepers, an old secret program created to protect the country. Now, the hunter becomes the hunted, and Adam Clay is just getting started. Verona believes that Adam Clay views himself as a protector, a piece of the hive dedicated to shielding the whole. Aware of the threat Clay poses, and suspecting involvement from a shadowy group, Deputy Director Prigg authorizes extensive resources. Verona is granted SWAT support, advanced surveillance, and additional manpower to intercept Clay. At 9-Star United, this kind of response isn't unusual. Inside the luxurious headquarters of 9-Star United, manager Rico Anzalone and his team celebrate another profitable day, reaping massive sums from scam call centers nationwide. The mood is cold and victorious. Outside, a different force arrives. Wallace Westwild's mercenary, Pettis, leads a Black Ops team and is fully armed and equipped. They establish a tight inner security perimeter, claiming authority with questionable credentials that allow them to operate across state borders. This causes immediate tension with the FBI SWAT team led by Verona and Agent Wiley, who are forced to hold position at the outer perimeter. Inside, the scammers remain unaware that they're now trapped between law enforcement and hired guns, both preparing for Adam Clay's arrival. Pettis storms into the call center, demanding immediate evacuation due to the threat of Adam Clay. Rico Anzalone, obsessed with profit and blind to the danger, refuses. He mocks Pettis, declaring that the business is too profitable to stop, and threatens to fire any employee who leaves. This refusal creates chaos. A proper lockdown becomes impossible, giving Clay exactly what he needs, a populated operational building he can use as cover and disruption. While Pettis secures main entry points like the garage and loading dock, Clay avoids the obvious. Using special gear, he enters the building through the elevator shaft. He briefly communicates with the FBI, acknowledging the lack of a back entrance and accepting the risks involved. Once inside, he reaches the lobby and disables the stationed FBI SWAT team using non-lethal tactics, flashbangs or gas grenades, without firing a single bullet. His skill is undeniable, and his effort to avoid unnecessary harm is clear. Back upstairs, Anzalone, frustrated with Pettis, calls his superior, Derek Danforth. He complains about Captain Caveman Pettis trying to shut down business. Derek, dismissive of Clay's threat, orders Pettis to stand down. He mocks Pettis for losing the last call center and tells him not to interfere. Under pressure, Pettis obeys. He orders his team and the FBI to retreat, leaving the interior wide open. Anzalone smugly watches the security forces withdraw, unaware that Clay is about to strike. Adam Clay enters the main floor of 9-Star United. The scam center is fully operational thanks to Anzalone's stubbornness. Calmly, Adam issues a warning. Anyone who does not want to die tonight should leave quietly. His voice is steady but deadly serious. Anzalone screams threats, ordering everyone to stay and keep working. Clay ignores him. He studies the people in the room, not innocent victims, but complicit in organized fraud. Tension fills the air. Clay is ready to dismantle the operation from the inside. After neutralizing Pettis and his team, Adam confronts Anzalone. He pins him down and accuses him of causing real harm. He brings up Eloise Parker, a teacher and mother who ended her life after Anzalone's scams drained her charity. She was the only person who ever cared for Adam. Using intense, improvised methods, Adam demands to know who Anzalone works for and where the stolen funds go. Under pressure, Anzalone breaks. He names Derek Danforth as the operations leader and shows images connecting Derek to his mother, President Jessica Danforth. Anzalone insists they are untouchable. Adam coldly responds, No one is. When the hive is unbalanced, even the queen can be replaced. At that moment, Verona enters, gun drawn. She acknowledges Danforth's crimes and admits she believes Adam, but she insists justice must follow the law. Adam says the system failed Eloise, and now he is the system. Agent Wiley bursts in. Clay reacts swiftly but non-lethally, disarming Wiley and knocking him aside. He warns him subtly by mentioning Wiley's children. In the confusion, Adam escapes as reinforcements arrive. Verona and Wiley are left to deal with the aftermath and the truth about the president's son. Wallace Westwild informs Derek that Adam Clay eliminated Pettis and his entire team. Derek blames Wallace's flawed intelligence. Out of options, Wallace suggests the only safe move: hide with President Jessica Danforth. Clay cannot attack anyone under the direct protection of the president. Derek agrees and calls his mother, pretending to miss her. He asks to visit her at the coastal mansion and casually says he'll bring some tech friends. She agrees, unaware of the danger. Verona and Wiley report their findings to Prig. They reveal that Danforth Enterprises developed data mining software originally for anti-terror use that was instead used to scam vulnerable people like Eloise. They accuse Jessica Danforth of using the stolen funds to fund her campaign, but orders them to keep the scandal secret, for now. Verona voices her fear. Adam sees Derek as a defective offspring and may now target the Queen, the President, to restore balance. Prig authorizes her to act. At the Danforth Coastal Mansion, Verona and Wiley arrive but are blocked by private mercenaries hired to protect against Clay. Wallace Westwild mocks the Secret Service and replaces them with Lazarus, a South African mercenary who claims to have killed a beekeeper before, though Wallace doubts his confidence. Derek places his faith in these men, unaware of what's coming. President Danforth unexpectedly arrives at the mansion via Marine One. She finds Derek lounging, clearly under the influence. Sensing something is wrong, she confronts him, invoking his father's memory and demanding to know what he's done. Derek tries to deflect, but she warns him not to burn the place down. Later, Jessica, with Prig present, confronts Derek again. Prig questions him about 9-Star United and its software. Derek tries to dodge, but under pressure confesses everything. He used CIA tools to target victims and rig the election, ensuring his mother's victory. Just as the truth surfaces, alarms blare. Adam Clay has breached security. Chaos erupts outside. Lazarus and his mercenaries engage Adam, but he moves like a ghost. Silent, fast, lethal. The mercenaries are overwhelmed. Inside, Jessica and Derek argue. She's horrified by what he's done. Derek defends his actions as necessary. She tells him she will reveal the truth to Adam and to the country. Enraged, Derek draws a gun. Adam enters the study and finds Wallace standing between him and the Danforths. Wallace pleads with him, reminding Adam that beekeepers serve justice, not revenge. Adam replies he is retired and Eloise's death made it personal. Wallace, unable to change his mind, prepares to fight. Before he can act, Derek shoots Prig and aims at his mother. But Adam shoots Derek first. Wallace cries out. Verona bursts into the room, weapon ready. Adam looks at her. No words, just a question. Will she uphold the law or serve justice? She lowers her weapon. Adam nods in thanks and vanishes into the night. As federal agents flood the mansion, Adam runs to the coastline. He digs up hidden scuba gear and disappears into the ocean. His mission complete, he leaves behind a shattered empire and a nation that must now face the truth.